everyone, it's Leona from Leona's Designs, and I want to show you a pocket project I made today. I was inspired by Kathy's Garden. She has a video where she makes 4 pockets from one envelope, and I watched her video and I was inspired to create one similar. Only mine, I'm using junk mail envelopes. She was using just plain white envelopes that she got from the Dollar Tree, which is fine. That was a good way to use those envelopes, but I like to use up junk mail envelopes because I have so many. And so I decided to recreate her project using junk mail envelopes, and my project is making 7 pockets using 2 junk mail envelopes. So that's what I want to show you today. But before I do, I want to show you her version. She's got 4 pockets, which is 1, 2, 3, and then if I had glued it down just on 3 sides, it would be the 4th one underneath there. So it's a really cute design, and I appreciated her video. I will leave a link below to her channel where you can go and watch her video. But I'm going to set this aside and come back and show you my project. Okay, I'm back, and I've got a couple of junk mail envelopes. They're not window envelopes. They're just plain envelopes, and they're almost the same size, but they don't have to be. And so what we're going to do is glue the flap shut on both of them. And then we're going to cover this outside of this flat part with some paper, so this flat part will be covered up. So I'm going to set this one, smaller one, aside, and this is the one that's going to make our pockets. And we're going to fold that up from the bottom. We're going to fold it up towards the top, about 2 inches down from the top. The flap side out. So we're going to cover this now with paper. But before we do that, we're going to cut off a little sliver on the top of each of these ends to open them up. This will make our pockets. And this one we're going to use on the front here to make another pocket. It's going to be probably about 2 inches. So I'm going to just cut that right now, about 2 inches, just right up to where the writing is. And then we will put that there. So we're going to cover this with paper, cover this with paper, cover this with paper. And then we're going to attach all of these together on the sides and the bottoms. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pockets. But for right now, let's just concentrate on getting them covered. I'm going to use, I think, this scrap piece of paper I got to cover this. And I am covering the flat side. Trim that off. Okay, so we can just cover this a little bit. And I think maybe I'll use this. Kind of goes with it. So I'm just going to cover it probably about 2 inches down. You don't have to cover the whole thing. And I'll trim that off. Okay, and then we can get our other little piece of envelope. And we're going to cover this with, no, I don't want to use that. Do this. I'm going to cover up my big strawberry, but oh well. It is what it is. If I had thought ahead, I would have used the big strawberry on the small one. Oh well. All right, we'll trim this off. Glue this down a little bit. Okay, well, that looks pretty nice to me. Now I'm going to ink them, and then I'm going to cut little notches in the pockets. this one first. And then I'll do this one. And this one. Ink those. And then we'll get our Fairly Art glue, and I'm going to glue around the sides and bottom of this, sides and bottom of this. Just a fine actually, I'm not going to glue the bottom of that because it folds up. So we glue each side of this, and then we glue the sides and bottom of this. Just a thin line. Okay. Now, if you want to embellish it, excuse me, you can embellish it and leave it this way, but I thought for another little pocket, we could add another little pocket here, and that would give us our 7 pockets. We'd have one pocket here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and then if we don't glue it totally down to the page, we'll have one back here behind. So what I was going to do is make another little pocket here, and I can use the junk mail envelope to do that, I believe. Just make a tiny pocket, probably about it could be 2 inches. Let's see. My first thought was to make a little heart pocket. But then I thought, oh, I'd like to use junk mail envelopes, so let's just use another junk mail envelope. I think that's going to be just a little too big. going to cut it down a little bit on the side. And that should work. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut a little notch in there. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I suppose I better cover it first. I guess I can get my strawberry on there now. Trim it down. Yeah. See if I can cut a little notch. And ink it. And then we'll glue it down on the sides and the bottom. Oops. And on the inside, on the sides. Okay. Let me get my mess out of the way and I will show you how many pockets do we have. We have one mini pocket. We have two. So there's one pocket, two pockets, three pockets, four pockets, five pockets, six pockets, and then this would be the seventh pocket if you don't glue it all the way down to the page. If you just glued this whole thing on the sides and the bottom, you would have 7 pockets. So there's 7 pockets out of 2 junk mail envelopes and some scraps of paper. I think it's an awesome project and I hope I inspired you to try it. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you and have a great evening.